industry forward through their contributions to the development or application of industry-relevant technology. The International Hospitality Technology Hall of Fame is HFTP's highest level of recognition in the area of technology. Past honorees have been true visionaries who have changed the way. The industry responds to challenges, enhancing guest services, and improving management tools. Hall of Fame members are nominated and selected by their peers as representing the best in innovation and application as the leaders of their profession. Since 1989, 44 individuals have received this honor. Today we welcome the 45th. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to recognize Mr. Sudharshan Chary as the latest inductee into the International Hospitality Technology Hall of Fame. For over 2 decades, Sudharshan has helped drive the evolution of business intelligence within the hospitality sector. He has set himself apart in his field through his ability to seamlessly integrate employment with enjoyment and business with friendship. In 1996, Sudharshan co-founded Data Vision Technology with his partner Chary. This dynamic duo powered the concept of hospitality business intelligence. 23 years ago, Sudharshan was able to use his software engineering background to help hotels streamline reporting and harness the power of data analysis far before it became a standard practice across the hospitality industry. At the time, high-tech didn't even have a category for business intelligence. Data Vision was the first to request adding it. Sudharshan and Chary have led their business with reverence for the power of data and the fundamental goal of turning that data into actionable information. Sudharshan's authenticity, passion for people, and commitment to the industry have uniquely enabled him to do just that. Underneath his warm personality and extraordinary generosity, Sudharshan is a brilliant creative who has changed the face of business intelligence in the hospitality for good. Please join me in welcoming Sudharshan to the podium. By the way, having one of these in your house, special. Congratulations.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Good morning, Minneapolis. So my speech was going to start off by saying thank you, Frank. So already I'm 0 for 1. So it's thank you, Scott. And the second thing I was going to say was this is my 23rd straight high-tech, and he killed that as well. So I'm over 2 at this point. But yeah, it is my 23rd high-tech, and this is a fantastic show to be part of, and a fantastic job by HFTP year after year after year. I feel like this is truly the highlight of the professional, truly the highlight of my professional year, to come to high-tech and see old friends and just hang out. To me, high-tech used to be all about making a sale or doing a demo, and that changed, I would say, maybe about 15 years ago when I realized that half the people that came to see me in the booth were just friends that wanted to come and say hi. So to me, high-tech today is not about sales, it's not about networking, it's just about hanging out with friends and hugging. I'm a big hugger, and if you guys see me, feel free to give me a hug. So that to me is high-tech. I just come, I hang out, I hug people, so on and so forth. One of these days I'll get busted for sexual harassment. So I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures of Keanu Reeves where he doesn't actually touch the people that he's hugging. His hand is like this. I need to start doing that. So two things before I start. One, my speech is about 8 minutes long. So if anybody needs to pee desperately and can't hold it in, it's a good time to go. And the second thing is I do tend to speak a little bit on the faster side. And people warn me to speak slowly, I can't do it. So if you can't understand me, watch it on YouTube, slow it down to 0.75 or whatever. So if you had told me 20 years ago that I would be in the Hall of Fame someday, I probably would have believed you, because I always knew I was awesome. I just didn't know that other people felt the same way. But all kidding aside, though, it is looking at the current Hall of Fame members. You know, it is a little awe-inspiring to think that I'm part of the same exclusive club. I was going to mention Groucho Marx's old joke where he says, on the one hand, I would love to be part of this club. On the other hand, do I really want to be part of a club that would accept me as a member? Okay, so BI. This is not going to be much about technology or BI. You guys can read all about that in print. I just wanted to give you a very quick rundown of how I got started, and then I want to move on and talk about the people, which is really what makes this industry special. I think it was Benjamin Franklin who said, you don't need business intelligence to run your business, but you need business intelligence to run your business better. Or it might have been me, I'm not sure. I don't think it was Benjamin Franklin. I think it was me. So the idea for Data Vision started really in the late 90s when I met my partner, Chary. We both worked for Intercontinental Hotels under John Cagle in Stanford. She was director of front office systems worldwide, and I was a software developer working on their central REST system. So one of the challenges that Chary noticed in her role was the hotels were struggling with just basically putting hours and hours and hours of manual labor just to put out a daily flash or daily report packet. And both Chary and I used to be runners back then. So, we had quite a few conversations on, hey, can we start a company? Can we do something about this to make things easier? So it was her idea to create a data warehouse to bring in data from multiple systems and use that to generate reports and dashboards across the property, right? So basically it was her idea to create the data warehouse, and she outsourced the work to an Indian guy to actually get the job done. Back when we started Data Vision, it was known as Executive Information System. So it was primarily targeted at high-level executives just for daily reporting. Chary and I kind of realized that it's not just the executive, but everybody needs data. So when we started Data Vision, we wanted to pay equal attention to the PMS, the point of sale, spa, golf, sales and catering, back office, general ledgers, any system that we felt was worth analyzing or worth looking at. So very early on, our data warehouse was all-encompassing. We didn't just focus on rooms and revenues. We wanted to focus on everything. And our users, usually we would have users across the property. You'd have the general managers looking at dashboards. You'd have the revenue managers that would use the PMS data for booking pace, length of stay, lead day analysis, travel agency, comp set. You would have the ancillary departments like spa, golf, food, beverage, using it to see when they're busy, when they're not busy, identify their opportunities, resource utilization, and then of course once labor data gets in, all the department heads wanted to see their cost per occupied room, cost per cover, so on and so forth. So what ended up being, Data Vision ended up being this one system fits all. So you get one version of the truth, it's accurate, and it's used by everybody. So today, of course, BI is pretty widely accepted, and is I would say in the last 5-10 years, it's gotten a lot of traction. And I'm happy to see that if Data Vision contributed in any small way to that, I'm happy. But looking back on the last 20 years of Data Vision, though, it's not the software, it's not the technology, or even the amount of time I've spent in an airplane that sticks out. It's the people, right? That's what makes this industry special. For me, anyway, some of the deepest friendships I've built over my last 25 years is with people from the industry. I don't know how many college friends I keep in touch with, but I have almost everybody here on Facebook, on my Facebook and LinkedIn and everything else. And we seldom talk shop. When I talk to my friends, when I talk to my business contacts, usually it's more personal. How's the family? How's this going? It's either Miami Heat, LeBron James, so on and so forth. So I wanted to spend whatever time I have left to just talk about some of the experiences, some of the people that I've come across, anecdotes. And there's no way that I can mention everybody that I want to mention, so I'm going to pick a few here and there, and I just throw out a couple of the names. First off, my co-workers in Data Vision, they make coming to work a pleasure. These are people that have the same passion for customer service that Chary and I started with on day one, and I wanted to recognize particularly the people that have been with me almost since day one. Mark Fry, Peter Merritt, Gaia, Chuck, and Donald. These are people that have been with Data Vision going on 15, 20 years. And like I said, every single day they come into work with the same passion to do well that day. So a couple other people. So I look around this room, and as I walked in here, I probably got hugged 25 times, right? So I don't look at these people as business contacts. I look at them as friends that I see year after year after year. So I wanted to pick a couple of them to mention and talk about. First of all, Bob Bennett. Bob, I don't know if you remember, but way back when, late 90s, when you were still at Marriott, you were the first person we showed Data Vision 2 in a hotel room in New Orleans. And you gave us valuable feedback, and more importantly, you gave us confidence that, hey, the system might have some legs after all. So thank you for that. Brian Garabuso, I don't know where Brian is, but I met Brian when he was CIO of South Seas Resorts in Fort Myers. Brian was the very first person that wrote a check to Data Vision. So Chary and I still have, there's a picture somewhere, we're holding a check up, cigars in our mouth. That's Brian. Mark Haley, Prison Partnership. I worked with Mark on multiple engagements. I consider him one of the most well-informed consultants in the industry. He and I also play Words with Friends on our phone. We're probably going on a streak of 100 games, and since Mark is not here to speak on the stage, I'm a little better than he is. Terry Price, TL Price Consulting. Terry is a very good friend of mine. Terry's from the South, North Carolina. He speaks with this fantastic Southern drawl, and I don't. I speak very fast. So I met Terry, I think it was at a conference somewhere. I did a presentation of the software, and Terry walks up to me after the talk and he goes, dude, I have no idea what you just talked about for the last hour, but you sold me. So we ended up installing Data Vision at Grove Park Inn, where Terry was, and we automated their income journal process. It was the first time we took Data Vision beyond just charts and graphs and turned it into a business process automation tool. I wanted to thank a couple of current and ex-Mandarin folks, Monica Nerger, Todd Wood, Gary McCallum, ex-Mandarin, and Nick Price, ex-Mandarin. So Mandarin allowed Data Vision to service the hotels worldwide and turned us from a US-based company to a company today where we have installations on 6 continents in about 35 different countries. To me, it's the weirdest thing to be sitting in Bangkok or Jakarta and hear people go, da-da-da-da-da, Data Vision, da-da-da-da. You know, it makes me feel like a proud papa, you know? Of course, if they went da-da-da-da, Sudharshan, ha-ha-ha, that'd be more like high school. That's another good friend of mine, Rob Rohrer, he works for Kohler, Wisconsin. Rob and I go back many, many, many years. If you don't know Rob, look for a big guy that looks like Mr. Brawny wearing a golf shirt. Rob and I have, we've stayed at each other's houses. We have played basketball. We've been to NBA games, NHL games, and between the two of us, we have 6 kids. I use the term kids loosely because the shortest one is like 6'2", and the tallest is 7 feet. And when we play basketball in the backyard, the game goes something like this. I'll shoot the ball 7 times, and I'll get blocked 8 times. Rajiv Castellino, who's CIO of Marcus Hotels. Again, Rajiv and I go back 15, 20 years. When Rajiv and I talk on the phone, it's almost never shop talk. It's how's the family, what stocks are you buying these days, what kind of car are you driving, this is usually what we talk about. And a couple of years ago, I used to send Rajiv proposals, and he would say, how many vodkas do I need before I open this proposal? So today I'm at a point now where when I send a proposal to him, I just put in the subject 2 vodka proposal, 3 vodka proposal, and that's it. Larry Hall. So Larry Hall, again, for those that don't know Larry Hall, look for a guy that looks like a bouncer in a Miami Beach bar. The bald guy, big guy, don't mess with him. Larry and I climbed Kilimanjaro in Africa with a couple of friends about 6, 7 years ago. My favorite Larry story is probably day 5 or day 6. We're sitting at 16,000 feet, the wind is blowing pretty hard, and it picks up this tent. And the tent is now rolling towards this big cliff, right? And as it's rolling, it's picking up, stones and rocks and branches. And at this point, it's a 50-pound missile headed for this cliff. Everybody's shocked. Larry runs out of this thing, catches the tent, brings it back, and puts it down. So I would like to think, by saving that thing from going over the cliff, he probably saved all of Africa. Lots and lots of people I wanted to talk about, going dune surfing with Lyle Worthington in Dubai and getting thrown out of the New York bar with Daniel Ma. I've got Bonnie Weiss, my second mama. Bill Visser. Bill Visser was Mandarin. He's now in Macau. I've got Darren Pinkham, Ed Martinez, Tasha McKenzie, Rob Selva, Prakash Shukla, Rich Siegel. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. There's no way that I can mention everybody that I would like to mention, unless Scott gives me an extra 30 minutes, which I don't think he will. One last thing, and I'll let you guys go. One last thing. So people ask me sometimes, what's the secret to success? And normally I keep it very close-listed because I don't want anybody else to succeed other than me. But I am going to share it. I am going to share it now. It's probably the best advice you're going to receive in the next 5 minutes. So years ago, I went to the store and I bought an apple. And I polished the apple. I bought the apple for the nickel, polished it, and I sold it for a dime. And then I bought 2 apples, polished those, and sold them for 20 cents. Then I bought 4 apples, polished those, sold it for 40 cents. And then I married a very smart woman and just rode her coattails all the way. So that's my secret to success. So the person that I happen to marry also happens to be the person that I started a data division with, Chary Merrick. Chary's one of the most amazing people that I know, fantastic wife, business partner, and more importantly, mom to our 3 kids. The best way that I can describe Chary is, we a bunch of us would be sitting around the conference table discussing project plans or whatever. Some kid would invariably call, "Mom, I can't find my hairbrush," And without missing a beat, Chary's gonna be like, "Hey, it's in the chest of drawer, 3rd drawer down, 17 inches right of center." And that's exactly where the hairbrush would be. Then she would go right back to discussing the project plan and how we can deliver and keep the customers happy. So I'm very happy to have shared the last 45 years of my life, professional and personal, with Chary. From the bottom of my heart, Chary, I just want to let you know, as a Hall of Famer, I don't plan on taking the garbage out anymore.